nigga.
Ricky Rose, boss. Yeah. Ricky Rose, Ricky on duty. Ricky undercover, but Ricky can't fool me. Ain't soda bird, only Wingstop. Ricky ain't a rapper. Ricky is a cop. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the police. Miami's finest cop. Badge full of diamonds. Rap a lot of lies about how he was grinding. Ricky was an officer, never met Pablo. Talking cocaine, but he know Pablo. Coke, unless we talking Coca-Cola. Lemon pepper wings and a few side orders. A gut full of donuts and coffee. Picked up a mic and started moving bossy. But he's Ricky Rose, Ricky on duty. Ricky undercover, but Ricky can't fool me. Ain't soda bird, only Wingstop. Ricky ain't a rapper. Ricky is a cop. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the police. Big ass mansion, not a bitch wanna stay. Musty ass officer, Ricky Rose. Asked for a kiss and she said no way. Other chick left, you wasn't losing no way. Even baby mama said Ricky no way. 50 built her up, that's how Auntie got paid. Ricky moving tricky, talking lies, he's a waste. Covered up face, even the bird fake down. Ricky Rose, Ricky on duty. Ricky undercover, but Ricky can't fool me. Ain't soda bird, only Wingstop. Ricky ain't a rapper. Ricky is a cop. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the police. It's the unit. It's the motherfucking unit. G-Unit. And you know how we do it.
Rick Ross was clearly heated at Patrick Bet-David during this interview because Patrick kept bringing up topics Ross did not seem too excited to touch. And not just topics, but certain people Ross clearly did not want sitting in the middle of that conversation. But Patrick knew exactly what he was doing, because every time he mentioned one of those names, Ross handed him another viral moment on a silver platter. Eventually, one of Ross's comments backfired when Patrick stopped him right there and fact-checked him while Ross was taking shots.
Rose, the history with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends? Like, do you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are two of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress? That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. I came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself. And I'm not speaking down on him because he live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley hoop now. You gotta win by Yama, this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him? Come on now. Just the alley hoop. Come on now. What does it say about him?
You're saying 50 lives in a 2-bedroom. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was a #1 documentary for like weeks.
They just use him. They'll put his name on there, give him $10K, and that's it. He don't own any of that.
But the first name Patrick brought up that Ross seemed ready to dodge was 50 Cent. And once 50's name hit the room, Ross flipped it and claimed 50 was living in some 2-bedroom shack. The funny part is, Patrick Bet-David does not really move like someone deep in hip-hop media, so watching Ross try to spin the whole thing was wild. But, to be fair, Patrick Bet-David did one thing people had to respect. He tried to push back on Rick Ross. Whenever Ross started running off on side missions about somebody Patrick brought up, Patrick usually had someone nearby trying to check the story, slow it down, or call out what sounded shaky. Even when Ross started pushing the idea that 50 Cent was broke, Patrick pulled up an article claiming 50 was paying his son $10,800 a month. But come on, That looked like one of those internet stories people pass around without checking twice. Ross still used that moment to drag 50's family into the conversation, and that is where it got messy. Ross brought up 50's younger child, which felt way too personal because the kid had nothing to do with this grown man drama.
I know his younger son. I met his younger son. I took his younger son fishing before.
This is when you guys were good?
I call him Bruce Leroy. That's him right there, the little Chinese looking one. Yeah.
Did you say the little Chinese looking?
Yeah, he looked like Bruce Lee, like
Bruce
Chinese.
Leroy.
That's what I call him.
And you took him fishing?
Yeah.
And 50 knew you're taking him fishing?
I don't know. He may have told his dad, like, yo, Rose, you know what I'm saying?
Were you guys ever good, the two of you?
Who, his son?
No, you and 50.
No, the son mom used to be on Star Island. And so little man done been there.
I got it. Okay, now I know. I read that story.
And when the mom be in the house doing whatever she doing, the little man done out, you know.
I got it.
Offers to buy 50.
So this is great. I mean, it sounds
I
like...
offered to buy the son a puppy just because I knew Bruce Leroy. What?
You sort of, on social media, jumped into the middle of the T.I. 50 Cent feud when you said you wanted one of those T-shirts?
I saw the shirt and I thought the shirt was dope and I asked for a 3X and he told me he got me, and then I saw him smoking on the Jack Pack. I asked for some of that too.
Then, Ross told Patrick he had taken the child fishing while making slick comments about the mother being around Star Island, and that part sounded below the belt. I'm guessing this was around the time when the mother and Diddy were linked, and Rick Ross and Diddy were still cool. So Ross would be around Diddy's place, and according to Ross, while the adults were doing their own thing inside, he was taking the child fishing. But then Ross gave the kid a nickname too, and honestly, that whole part felt way too personal.
But there was about a period of my life that I kept bringing people on because I wanted to find out who killed Tupac. So I brought on Freeway Rick Ross. I don't know what it was, probably 10 years ago. I did podcasts 2 times with him. And he came on and we spoke, and your name came up. And the lawsuit, he tried to sue you twice. I've never seen somebody try to sue somebody twice. That at the end, is it true that at the end of the lawsuit, he had to pay for your legal fees?
From my view, that was below the belt because kids should never be used as props in grown man beef. But at the same time, Rick Ross and 50 Cent have taken things so far with each other over the years that it gets hard to even draw the line anymore. Both sides have said and done some wild things, so when Ross goes there, it is not shocking, but it is still messy. But then Patrick Bet David brought up the next person, and for some reason, this one really got Ross heated. Ross even tried to dodge it and get Patrick to change the subject, but Patrick did not let it go. So when Patrick kept pushing, Ross flipped the moment and dropped some serious accusations. By now, most people already know this story, but for anybody who missed it, let's run back some old school hip hop lore you really need to know. There was a man from California known as Freeway Rick Ross, and his name had a serious history attached to it. A lot of people have said rapper Rick Ross built part of his image around that whole Kingpin style story, while Freeway Rick Ross felt the rapper was using pieces of his life without giving him credit. On top of that, critics always brought up that Rick Ross had worked as a correctional officer, which made the street image even more controversial. So when Freeway Rick Ross got out, he took legal action against rapper Rick Ross, basically arguing that his name and life story had been taken and turned into a rap persona. Now, I'm not even going to act like I fully understand how Freeway Rick Ross thought he was going to get money from rapper Rick Ross.
He wasted a lot of people's time. I hope he's coping with the crack addiction that he been dealing with this whole time, and I hope your listeners, I hope you didn't disappoint your listeners listening to that shit. I just hope, man, you gotta maintain a certain level of quality, and you've allowed it to dip
to
a few times.
Put him on.
I mean, you should go and look at your ratings. Pull up the ratings.
Rob, type in YouTube Rick Ross Bet David. Let's see how he performed. I don't know actually how he performed, but let's look it up.
Let's look it up.
Type in Bet David and Rick Ross. Watch the cult guy come up first. 1.6 million.
the cult guy. You could.
No, but right there, that's Freeway Rick Ross was what, 6 years ago? Click on that. I think it performed pretty well. It did okay, 1.6 million. You want to go to the comment section? Let's see what the audience said.
I get why he felt played, but legally, that whole situation was tricky. Because if he had won, imagine how many people would have started suing rappers for using street names, stories, or images that sounded too close to their real lives. So yeah, the lawsuit happened, but not only did Freeway Rick Ross lose, he also ended up owing rapper Rick Ross legal fees. And that is where the whole thing got even colder, because rapper Rick Ross does not like talking about the real Rick Ross at all. Every time that name comes up, Ross keeps it short and moves different. But this time, he did not just brush past it. He used the moment to throw out some serious accusations, including claiming Freeway Rick Ross had used crack. Rick Ross actually circled back to that claim and doubled down on accusing the real Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross, of using crack. We will get to that in a second, but first, I have to say it. Ross was hating with elite level commitment. He tried to sun Freeway Rick Ross like he was not even worth the seat, saying, "Man, listen, man, like you wasted your time bringing him on, huh?"
So I'm trying to see, I'm giving you my last alley hoop, and I'm trying to see what you're going to do with this one.
It's not an alley hoop. This is.
If you don't respect everyone, then you're disrespecting yourself.
This is.
I feel like this man.
Informant / crackhead.
Was he the reason why you named yourself what you named yourself, or not at all? Was there any influence there?
He's a crackhead. What are you talking about? Pull up crack. Pull up smoking crack. Freeway smoking crack. This what you should be talking about on your.
Him smoking crack.
You let me down. You're disappointing me because where's the crack? Pull it up. I don't see it. Pull up the headlines.
You're saying now or back in the days? Because we know back in the days he had issues.
We don't know nothing. I'm asking to pull it up. Yeah. Where's the facts? We talking facts. When he sued me, he had to admit the facts about him being an informant, cooperating with this and that.
We know that. We talked about that. That's not something that we don't know.
Why you're not? That's what people.
Oh, that was the conversation. No, and that's why the interview did well, because we specifically talked about that. He had a big role in
You
that.
ain't mentioning it to me.
Oh, no. The question I asked
that he was abusing crack.
Yeah,
I'm sure he came and lied to you and told you he made $3 million a day, and he never did. He ever show you a home?
No.
Did he ever show you a home?
He said he owned.
Did he show you his car collection?
No.
Did he show you his watch collection? What the $3 million a day? Where was it going to? Thank you. Thank you.
I mean,
thank you. This PBD. Your listeners deserve better. This is Ricky Rose.
Did he at all inspire the name, though? That's the only question.
I thought I've answered that 3 times.
I don't think you did. I think you went to crack, and I know he had the crack issue.
Why would a crackhead
introduce it to a lot of young kids, and it was a bad thing?
Why would a crackhead inspire the boss Rick Ross to want to be the informant? That's not. No, that's why the lawsuit failed.
So the two of you guys have never spoken one-on-one.
Then Patrick Bet David pulled up the numbers, and the interview had 1.6 million views. That is the part Ross probably did not want to hear, because the Freeway Rick Ross interview might actually outperform the rapper Rick Ross interview. And then Patrick got petty with it. He started reading the comments, and most of them were showing love to Freeway Rick Ross, while side-eyeing rapper Rick Ross hard in real time. So rapper Rick Ross started reading comments that did not seem to be there, basically making up his own comment section on the spot. Then he told Patrick that bringing Freeway Rick Ross on was lowering the value of his show because, in Ross's view, the man was not important at all. And after all that, Ross went right back to the drug use accusation and doubled down even harder. Whack 100 already posted what he presented as paperwork on Freeway Rick Ross, where it appeared he took the stand or gave statements involving somebody else. But Freeway Rick Ross has claimed that person spoke on him first, so in his mind, he was just giving that same energy back. Either way, the whole thing is messy, and everybody is using it like a weapon now. But rapper Rick Ross is moving a little slick with this argument. Back when he was picking his rap name, building that boss persona, and still had that correctional officer pass hanging over the story.
Brother, you lowering the standards of the interview now. We can't focus on crack.
If I ran a poll.
We can't focus on crack. I have a car show coming out that's so huge. My dentist, shout out to Dr. Mario Montoya. You know, there's people out here that Freeway Rick Ross, he could have used a teeth cleaning. Did you offer him a teeth cleaner?
I should have.
Heavy plaque.
You think so?
Oh man, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And
but you guys never met.
I got a dentist office. We actually was during a lawsuit. Yeah, he reached out to shake my hand and I didn't shake his hand. He said it in an interview.
He said he called you in 2008 and he said sometime you guys
He never called me.
He said, and you offered to help him or something like that.
Stop. Big cap. If I offered to help him, why would he sue and not get nothing? Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that.
Are we really supposed to believe he knew about some old statement paperwork? Come on, that sounds like something people found later. And Rick Ross winning the lawsuit does not prove he never borrowed from Freeway Rick Ross's name or image. It only proves the law did not stop him from using it, because there was no clear rule saying he could not name himself after somebody else. That is really all the lawsuit showed. It did not prove Rick Ross never borrowed from Freeway Rick Ross. It only showed there was no legal rule strong enough to stop him from using the name. But let's keep it real. Trying to act like the connection is not obvious feels slick. The name, the boss image, the street legend, the whole kingpin aura, all of that came way too close to Freeway Rick Ross's real story. So for rapper Rick Ross to sit there and downplay him like he was just some snitch in the way is wild. But this is where the debate gets messy. Do you think Ross went too far by throwing out drug use accusations? And do you believe 50 Cent is actually broke? Because to me, even if 50 really did live in a 2-bedroom spot, that alone does not prove anything. This man has major TV money, business plays, and a huge movie studio situation. So calling 50 broke sounds like pure beef talk. But get in the comments and tell Dripzine what you think.